Hello, hello, is anybody there? Hello, hello, anybody? Come on board. Hi, Ian. Hi, Steve. Hi, Katie. Two minutes before we're going to start. Hi, Sue. Hope you're well. Hi, Neil. I think I need a pillow. Who's the mist? Hi, Penny. Hi, Kate. Hello. Hi, Diana. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Steve. Do we taking this off here, actually? Hi, Wayne. I'm just doing my hair, I won't be a sec. Hi, Helen. Oh, it's like doing the class register. Love it. Hi, Lee. Right, 30 seconds and we'll have a Maitreya. That's a cool name. We've not had you before. Hi. Don't know if I've pronounced your name right. Maitreya? It's a pretty name. I like it. Right, let me get me out my thing. At least I can say hello to everybody while we start getting more people coming through. Hi, Heather. Hope you're well. Hi, Nicola. Hi, Louise. Hey up. I don't even say hey up. Hi, Bev. Hey up. Exactly. If you can't spell, you're not going to be able to draw. All right, I'm going to take it out of here and do my... oh, God. I hate doing this. Getting out of here. He's from India, stayed up late for you. Oh, that's cool. Thank you. Oh, here we go. Are we ready for this shock of colour? Are we ready? Hey! How are you? Look at this. We've gone for a full-on orange top tonight. I thought we'll get in the mood for orange. I wish I got a little alarm to get me started. Hello, Mum. Can everybody say hello to me, Mum? My mum's watching. She always gets offended if we leave her out. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to try and sketch some portraits. And the best thing about it is we need somebody who's willing out of our group to be sketched. So what we are going to draw tonight is this. It was George Clooney the first week. So we ended up this week, we couldn't get George Clooney. So we got, wait a minute, the next best thing, let me just move that there so it doesn't fall off. Can't get it. Sorry, you don't want to see me up close. So yeah, but this is the, hi Mum, hi everybody who's saying hello to me Mum now. So yeah, this is what we're going to draw tonight. We couldn't get George Clooney, so we got like the Mank equivalent. Okay. Hiya, Pete. So we're going to attempt, and this could be quite entertaining, we're going to get people to draw me. Putting the collar up doesn't make you look cool. Wait a minute. I think it looks quite cool, actually. So, right. Hi, Colin. So we're going to attempt to somehow draw me. So at least when we all share it later. Hi, Mandy. Hi, Sue. When we share it later, we'll have lots of pictures of a bald, weird man who looks like this. But we'll talk. Hi, Gav. We're going to talk our way through it. I'm going to leave myself on screen, hopefully at all times, so that you can have a bit of a go. And I know it's not easy, but what I could suggest, I don't know if you've got two means of taking things, is I'll hold the camera there for the sec. If anybody wants to take a picture right now of the camera, yeah? Hi, Daz. Take a picture now, use that as reference, but also I will leave it on screen at the same time. So, hi Sue, thanks for saying hello to me mum. I'm going to leave that on screen right now, just for another 10 seconds. That is my ugly mug. And we're going to attempt to sketch. And I'm not bothered about full-on portraits, because that's like, could be a hell of a long time to do that. But what I'm saying is, we'll just try and get a little bit of a likeness would be good. I don't want to look like the emoji that has glasses. So I don't want to look like that circle emoji that has glasses. So what we always start with is, hi Diane, what we always start with is, I'm going to show you one of my latest portraits. So I'm leaving my collar up anyway. She can shut up. She's funny. Hi Tina. So yesterday I handed over this portrait virtually to somebody who I've been lucky enough to paint, who's called Scott Blaney. And it's a picture of him in Afghanistan. I'll just show you a very quick go at it. Here we go. So I painted this over a couple of months ago, actually. And we've only just got round to, you can sort of see the whole image. Hi, Catherine, sending lots of love to you. And yeah, so I painted that of Scott. And that gives you a bit of an idea of just capturing a portrait and getting the moment. And sadly, 2 days after this, it was, Scott was blown up in an attack. I lost one of his legs. He's fine now and he's doing incredibly well. But what I'm going to do one night, maybe in the next week or so, I'm going to do an Instagram live. So if you follow my Instagram, which is just in my name, I'm going to do an Instagram live where I'm going to talk about this portrait with Scott live on air. And he's going to talk us through what the picture means and everything about it. But this actually has, which I couldn't show, this has got the ear. We did an ear. We've done eyes. We've done nose, done mouth. And it might be the best hand that I've ever painted. Anyway, so that is one of my portraits I wanted to show you. And the other one, which is scary, scary. Oops, nearly knocked the light down. It's that fella. So this was the self-portrait that I did. Let me just hold it in my different hand because I can't really, it's not very good down. Yeah, so this was my self-portrait. So I painted this 6 months ago, 5 months ago, and over the period of 3 months up to sort of April. And I did it for a national competition and it didn't get chosen. So I might just throw it in the bin now, but I'll draw something on it. So yeah, that was the portrait, but it gives you an idea of how sort of in depth we can get with painting and how you can make really simple gestures on the page, and then when it comes out, and it ends up being sort of a one-off image when you sort of blend it all together, your eyes sort of bring it together. So thank you for the lovely comments. I will put me to the side. So hopefully everybody's ready. What I want to do, hi Nora, you okay? What we're going to do is we're going to try and draw me. We're going to sketch me. I'm going to give you an idea of how to do it. And I don't care if it looks rubbish. As long as it's got glasses and a bald head. Let's go with that. And then let's see where we get to. So I'm going to put it back in here. Just get a bit of a clean. And I will see you on the other side in about half an hour. Okay? Let me put it in here. At some stage, I will actually get back in my studio and be able to do this. So let me get my drawing. Everybody's got their things that they need to draw with. Tonight, as usual, we've got our usual assortment of pencils. We'll get rid of that. And we'll bring back George Clooney. Here he is. George Clooney is on screen. So, now what we've been saying over the last few weeks Oh, and just before we start, cheers to everybody in the house. What we've been saying over the last few weeks is all drawing, no matter how sophisticated, how clever, how in-depth, is made up of shapes. So, is it harder to draw yourself than others? You'll find out in about 15 minutes, I suppose. I'm going to sketch it. I'm not going to go in depth. I'm not going to do it really detailed. I am going to just sketch it. And I'd advise you to sketch it. What we might do, first couple of minutes, we'll do a drawing of me in about, let's do it in about 5 minutes or something as a bit of a twist. Really loosely. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be anything. Hi, Gemma. So look, that's me there. And then look at how I break down into a shape. And then that gives you an idea of, even if I'm not there, that is weirdly the shape of my head, shoulders. And how everything, Penny was asking me the other day about the eyes that she'd drawn. And she'd done a lovely picture. Have a look at her timeline. She'd done a really lovely drawing. Hi, Margot. She's done a really lovely drawing, and what I was saying is, one of the eyes that she'd done was slightly like this, and she changed it. I told her that it all has to carry on. It's all going to be parallel, unless you've got a bit of a weird one. So yeah, so this is me. So what we're going to try and do is a little bit of. Let me get some tape so I can tape myself up here. I need to try and get it so you can see it at the same time. If anybody's took a photo of me already, that's fine. I will move the camera so we can see my ugly mug. I'm going to have to just do it in this little shape here. And I think, try and get the light off my head. 1 second. There we go. Sorry, I'm just fiddling with my camera. Okay, I've got as in real life, I've got the shine coming off my bald head. So what I would suggest, what we're going to do is a 5-minute sketch. So that's me. Yeah? So we're going to try and replicate that. I'll have this to the side as a reference. And we're going to do it really quickly, really loosely. And let's see where we get to. Okay? So, are we ready? I can't see now. I can't see half my bloody screen. I've got all these messages on. I've already finished, you cheeky sod. She's funnier, isn't she? So, this is how we draw really quick, really sketchy. And let's just try and get, a little bit of this bald fella. So, as I was showing you, let's build the shapes up. And if you want, you just follow this. See what you come up with. You can follow me and see what you come up with. You can do any of that. All I'm going to do really quick, and it's not easy at this angle, working around a camera, is I'm going to try and just sketch in, and we'll see where we get to. And really loose, like I say. All the lines have got to do this. So even if that's as a reference, they're not in the right place, but it just means that you will get everything in the right parallel, if you get what I mean. So it's all the same sort of proportions. I do myself a disservice here. I'm going to end up with a massive head. Watch this. So, like I say, don't worry how accurate this is. Just enjoy sticking the pencil marks on the paper, and let's see how we start to just build up this bald fella on screen. George Clooney couldn't make it. This is as good as it's going to get. So there. I've literally just sketched that in. Hi, Joe. Hi, Mike. Sketch that in. So, what we can do, again, going back to this, you can see the top of the glasses will line up with the top of my ear. And when you get one thing in position that is right, everything else should flow from that position. So ideally, we'll find the middle. So let me just draw on here as an idea. Yeah, down the middle of my nose, down here, and that it's bringing it in there at the point of my chin. So let's have a little think about that. So there's the point of my chin I was just describing. And let's see if this brings anything sort of into some semblance of, yeah, does that make sense? Hi, Joe. So that's just moved that line across Then, another thing you can do that you see artists doing a lot, if you've got the picture above, you've got the head here, you've got that there, there's nothing to stop you just doing that. So that's where my line in my mouth is. That's that, that's that. Just follow it down the page. Gives you an idea. Yeah? Do you want to? I think I've tilted my head that way already too much. But what I was saying is, let's just do it really sketchy and let's see what comes out. My glasses obviously are tilting in a little bit, and then across there, across there, across there. Glasses are going out a bit. Let's see if we might end up looking like Elton John, but you know, we'll see. This is the best way to learn how to do portraits, is just get your shapes, see how you get on, and just sketch and see what comes out the other end. Look, I don't look too much like an emoji yet, actually. So, again, we've moved a bit further on. Hi, Stuart. Hi, Deborah. But I'm not doing anything particularly accurate. I'm just getting shapes in. And to be honest, I do a lot of painting this way as well. So I might start off with my nose underneath there, a bit of a nostril over here. You know, this, you can draw on this. Where does that come in? Where does that come in relation to everything else? If we did a straight line down, yeah, what does that do? This is how you work out. It's not very easy drawing on this table because I can see I've almost got my hand bent. I'm dying to see though later what everybody's sketches are going to be like, because the sketching bit's the fun bit. So down here, mouth. I've got a bit of a thin mouth. My nose, the side of my mouth, the side of my nose, not much of a difference there, so maybe stick that there. Side of my mouth, go straight up, middle of the glasses there maybe. So middle of the glasses there, maybe. Yeah? And it's just sketching. It's just, all it is, sketching. Underneath, work out, does that gap there from the underside of the nose to the top lip, and does that equal that same bit? I think it's not far off. So, you know, again, you've got to trust visually as well. I do a lot of squinting. Hi, Philip. Hi, Andy. You know, you'll end up doing a lot of squinting when you draw. That's what I do anyway. That's why I've got dodgy eyes. Yeah, and there's no features in right now. My nose is, at the minute, it's quite huge. Can't do anything about that. Give you a bit of an idea. Eyes over here. So obviously you can see that based on my glasses. So it comes to the edge there. And again, this comes from the corner of the glasses, but it's also going right out here. So, and it has to be in parallel. So for instance, if you're doing a parallel, maybe put a few more lines in. And then we're going there, we're going there. Okay. So that's giving you my pupil. Well, actually, no, let's leave that for a minute. Thin bit there, thin bit there. Is this starting to look weird? Hi, Kath. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Amanda. But what I like to do, and what you should get used to doing, is just sketch and sketch and sketch. Chuck loads of lines at your page. And you will find that the more freer you get, the more accurate you get with your picture. Yeah? If you see anything that's wrong, you can always add to it. You want bigger ears. I think we need bigger ears. Big earlobes up here. Yeah? But just at the minute, we are just suggesting what this bald fella looks like. Okay. And eventually, like crafting putty, you will start to get something that starts to come out the page that gives you a bit of an idea of who this person is, whether it's me or somebody else. So this is what I tend to do now. I tend to start to almost mould it. And this is how I would probably do a painting, to be honest. I do lots of weird moulding sort of gestures. Now the corner of my shoulder, bottom of my mouth, ish. Yeah. Over here, where's that in relation to? It's under my lips. It's lower. Yeah. And that's how slowly, just chuck a few more lines at it. Slowly we will start to get our shape of a face. And the thing with a lot of art, which you will find, you could spend ages in this stage, but until you actually started in detail, you will not get the likeness. What you want to get at the minute is where the features are. So that is the important bit at this point. I've got quite big bags under my eyes, haven't I? Jeez. So it's like when I did my self-portrait, it's just a bit scary doing a self-portrait because you end up staring and analysing your face too much. But let's have a look. And then, there's lots of shading. Okay. So over time, build it up, and you will get a bald fellow who looks like an emoji. So there is an emoji, you've probably seen it, that looks literally like me, which is something like that. Hi, Justine. So yeah, build up, work on shapes, sketch it, mould it with your pencil. My jawline is a bit big, and you will eventually start to see coming out the paper some sort of shape. And that is how I would go about just sketching faces. I do lots and lots of faces all the time, and I spend a hell of a lot more time than this sort of 5-minute just doodle. But it's about building up that sort of impression of somebody and having that sort of rapport with whoever it is you're drawing. I said I was only going to spend like 5 minutes on this, didn't I? But it does give you that idea of somebody coming out of a few shapes, because we've been doing lots of stuff about shapes. I do look a bit like Ellen John, don't I? Got big dodgy glasses there. But if you can see, even just without me spending lots of times and getting it perfect, which I could do, which, spending lots of times and getting it perfect brings it into this sort of level, which is a hell of a long way down the road, portrait wise. But this is how I would probably start with that one that I did. I spent a hell of a lot of time gridding stuff up. You can do all that as well. You could do the grid pattern across the faces, which also works just the same, which then you grid up here the same, and you end up with everything that's in each box on that grid will refer to everything that's on the box on this grid. So you'll end up with basically it transcribing, from this to this, everybody is made up of shapes, whether you like it or not. So you would start with this sort of thing, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this version of this, and we can sketch over that. So if you was to get all your dimensions in place like this, all your parallels and everything measured out, if you want to go really to town on a really good portrait, that's how I would have started my bigger portraits that I do. And then when this is all correct, that's when you start going in with, the finer detail of how everything looks. Other options you can always trace. You've got the possibility to trace this sort of thing. Let me have a look at that. I don't know if it'll work on it. Let me have a look. No. Well, if I had tracing paper, you could do that, which would save you going through this whole method. So you don't then have to do this whole method. You could end up with, basically, you'll end up with a trace line, you know, that might be a starting point. So you might have the basics in place to start, and then you can draw on side. It's actually easier drawing up here, actually. I might swap them round, because drawing down here, I'm almost like breaking my hand. Let's see if I can swap me around and put me at the bottom, because it's not very easy drawing down that bit. So, but some of these portraits that I've done, that one, if I go back to this one, this took about 30 or 40 hours, I'd say, all in all. Maybe even more, I don't know. Probably 20 or so condensed hours, but it did take a hell of a long time. But I think that's because I was analysing myself a little bit too much. So I'm hoping everybody's got some really cool emoji looking things now. And I probably will be offended by most of them. But I know some people have been drawing out of the class thing. Okay, let me have a look. Where's my other bit? That's over here. So the other option of portraiture is using the reference, which is obviously this George Clooney bald fella, and then getting in. You can start just totally random. I mean, sometimes I just go, what I used to do is just go in and draw an eye, and then just start building up away from that. Blake's asked if you will give him some drawing lessons. Yeah, absolutely, no problem. Get him on here, Gemma. Sorry, I'm having a conversation, somebody asking. Yeah, if anybody, you know, children can come on and do this with the parents, and, you know, we can all draw together, it's fine. But, trust me, when this is all through. Hi, Scott. Hey, Scott, we've just been, sorry, everybody, just to interrupt the class, Scott has just joined us. I don't know if he's going to be doing any drawing or not, but I was just showing everybody, Scott, your picture. So I just like to say Scott is in the house, and this is the guy, and he's incredible, absolutely incredible. So yeah, I was saying in Instagram Live next week we might do a chat about that. So here we go. Sorry in advance. Everybody's saying sorry about what they've created so far. So the difference now is, oh God, we're having a disaster with me paper this week. Come that down here. Get me bald one out of the way. What we're going to try and do now is a little bit more, try and work my way around this camera. Can everybody see that? Okay. Let me just, yeah. Oh no, there we go. And I don't know if you can see that one at all. I'm trying to be as helpful as I can because I don't know what people can see and what they can't see. I know they can see me. Right. So we're going to try and draw me with less lines this time. And again, other ways of, if we've got the paper here, you know, and you want simpler ways of getting trajectories of things, and as you pick up, you know, the line of my, let's have a look. So the angle of my head, basically. We want to try and continue that, you know, straight up here. Let's see if that works. So that gives you, if I keep it in the same sort of thing, gives you a bit of an idea of, again, do we want to do that? And then visually map out. So once we've got one line that we think is correct, yeah, we can then start to just get a few guidelines in, basically. And this is what I was saying to Penny when she messaged. Everything needs to be in the same sort trajectory. You don't have your eyes like this and then your mouth like this. It's all, hopefully, everything is in line. So that's a good tip to always remember is just do loads of faint lines right across. You can do that. That's quite a good idea. So I'm going to use a lighter pencil because I can get away with cheating then a little bit and pretending that I know what I'm doing. And I'm still going to be sketchy because we're not doing full detail. We are working on shape and size. We could go for the exact size, actually. There's another thing you could do. You could measure tip of the chin. There we go. Look at me. I've got a head like a pencil. So my head, if I was doing it at the same size, is the length of a pencil. Who knew? Who knew? So to put my head in proportion on that page, we're looking at that big. Let's just have a little go at that, see if that works. Yeah? Let's have a ish. So ish. I know we're being a bit harsh on this fella. So the tip of the chin. So we're going to go for the shapes now and try and, you know, I have got a bit of a curve to my head. Let me just put that down there. Okay. Okay. We've got a curve to my head. Okay. Yeah. And we know that trajectory is right. Okay. I'm dying to see what people are going to come up with here. Hiya, Dawn. And what have we got for there? So we know that my chin is at pencil level. We know that's the top of my head. We know that my cheek comes out a bit more there. So I am literally doing this from sight. I'm sort of I'm ish drawing, but it is giving me a starting point. Okay. And this is where you can mold the person. And again, using the pencil, measure it if you want to be entirely accurate. So there's your sort of crossbar. So that up to the top of my glasses is about there. There's my top of my head. So yeah, top of my glasses is somewhere there. Just as an ish guide. Bearing in mind we are doing this quick. With time, you could be very accurate. Okay. Hi, Tommy. Hi, Sarah. So that gives you the trajectory of the glasses. This gives you my big bulbous bald head. I might grow some hair during lockdown. Wait for the abuse now on my timeline. Okay. I've got a bit that sticks out there at the top. Top there. Comes in a bit. Out towards my cheek. So it's just adding that little bit more accuracy, but we can then work our way across from that. We know that that's the line of the glasses. Was that it? I think it was that. Yeah. We know that the line of the glasses comes out the side of my head here. So we'll add just a slight curve there. I'm just going to do this visually, by sight actually. We know that that is vaguely there. Oops. Told you I was having a problem with my paper. Okay. So that is a starting point. Now, we need to somehow get that position there. So again, pencil to the side. Let's have a look. We'll go... And again, we can do it really accurately, but for speed, somewhere where my finger is there. So in theory, that is the middle of my glasses. Yeah, and again, we know the curve of the glasses, we know it's going to come across here. We know where the middle is, because we've just done that. We're going to go here. And again, very faint, just in case we make an absolute... This should be quite fun, because when this class finishes, I'm hoping... Hi, Jackie. I'm hoping everybody's going to share their pictures of my bald emoji head. my nose continues down. And let's just follow that. Like on here, let's get this out of here. So this is the triangle of the nose. Obviously, your nose isn't a triangle, but it gives you a shape to work with. So let's just do that. Okay. Hi, Frida. And then on here, we know the glasses should run in parallel. So we've already got this bottom here. So if that's going to run in parallel, we know for a start, let's just carry it on so you can see. Somewhere parallel. Okay. And then we can, if we're happy, we just add a little bit more weight to the lines. And we'll see. I've got a bit of a bobbly bit on my nose there, but oops, sorry. You know, and it starts to build up from shapes, from lines, and that's what I want to try and get across is, you know, I've not used a rubber yet, but I don't really mind if it's not perfect. It's the process I'm trying to show you of how you would go about working out where everything goes. Don't just, I mean, you can do it by sight if you want, but generally, let me just work out. So the glasses, how wide are the glasses? So we want to try and get this corner. So from the point of that corner is ish, from the point of the pencil to my finger, if that makes sense. Yeah? Point of the pencil to my finger. Somewhere there. Okay? So that gives you a bit of a, and obviously it curves up. And if you've got the picture below you, you can see that it curves up in that sort of direction. And then curves in. And then this side of the glasses goes pretty much like that. Yeah? So that's how we're starting. Hi, Mags. How we're starting to build up this this handsome chap. And then if you want, again, I'm going to do this quickly now and just speed things up a bit so we're not still drawing at 3 a.m. I'm just going to speed it up now and just try and just sketch in, and you can spend a bit more time. But we're just going, we're using the drawing now. We're using the lines that we think are accurate to work inside that now. You know, this looks narrower than I've got it, but that's all part of here. It looks narrower, so just don't be afraid. Just go in and change. Just tweak what you're doing, and you will end up with something eventually that looks like yourself or whoever you're deciding to draw, and not like a bald Elton John, which is what we really don't want. I'm probably going to see a few bald Elton Johns in a bit. Can I just stop for a minute while I just have a little juice? I thought I was watching Crime Watch. Hi, Joseph. I've made you look like the baddest missing Mitchell brother. Grant and Phil look like pussycats in comparison. I've been told that I look like bloody Phil Mitchell. What the hell? A lot more like Peggy Mitchell than Phil, to be honest. So, like I say, there's no massive amount of detail in this. This is how I would work out a portrait. So even now, the top of the head will need a lot more, you know, it needs to be right over here, and it even needs to be a bit higher. And if you're doing it accurately, obviously, you will get a much better idea. Nose is coming in, and again, speed it up a little to get somebody who looks a bit like me. My nostrils not far from the actual glasses, to be honest. Okay. But it is a weird thing. Drawing yourself is a weird thing. I never ever did self-portraits. Mine looks like Alan Carr. Oh my God. Maybe I shouldn't have done self-portraits. I can see everybody at home is having a good giggle to themselves about, should I show it you later? But I think that might be half the fun. But what I want to do is do the whole process of, we've learned how to do ears, we've done eyes, we've done nose. So we've worked our way through the head. I think next week we might do something properly random and do an animal or something. Because I think animals are quite easy to be honest. They're easier to do than people because it's a bit more ambiguous. You can get away with sticking dog hair everywhere. So my middle of my nose. Yeah. Okay, and we'll carry that down. It might give us a bit of a help later when we might need it. So following my face down. So if we're doing that case, again, let's just do this. Because then if you've drawn lines from where you think the edge of the nose is, and I drew the same lines here, see, I know that line now should be somewhere near the corner of my mouth. Okay? Somewhere in that region. And I know that if I carry that line down there, sorry, just get rid of my teeth, and then put another line there and follow that up. So the middle of my glasses is the edge of my mouth. I've got my glasses where I think. So if I continue that down, by rights, that should be where my mouth is. And then you can spend time drawing the mouth. I'm not going to spend too much time drawing it. I'm just going to give myself some gorgeous lips, obviously. Crime Watch UK, heat your heart out. Okay. And then height of the mouth, I'm just going to do it visually now. Again, don't want to spend too much time, but you can spend more time. Wow. And then obviously all the laughter lines and the fact that I'm only 21 is coming out in this section here with my youthful demeanour. Okay. And I've had a bit of a crazy week actually, but hopefully everybody's okay corona-wise and starting to slowly come back to normality, hopefully. God knows. So, I've had a crazy week with one thing and another. I've got quite a fat cheek, haven't I, actually? God, I have got a fat cheek. You are lucky we can post these later. Okay, so I'm going to give him a square jaw, this chap. Okay, so it is a case of bit by bit you are moulding. You know, I've not even got eyes yet. Think about that. Okay, my eyebrows are just in that region. You can sort of see a bit of that. I've got a little line there, somewhere in the middle. Okay, and then the ear, we can work out from the drawing again. If we go parallel, bottom of the nose, somewhere there, bottom of the nose, yeah? Okay, so that's where our ear is going to go. And then it's just working out where the ear starts. And it does take a little bit of going about. That's about right. Okay, so accuracy-ish, we're not bad. Glasses should be sat on top of the ear, ideally. Bottom of the nose, bottom of the ear. I've got a bit of a wonky ear. Okay, I'm dying to, said it a few times now, I apologise, but dying to see what people's look like at the end of this. And this is where all the learning over the last few weeks is, you know, how to draw an ear, how to make an ear look like an ear with the shading, etc. So very quickly, see, I've only used one pencil as well then. But with more time, more patience, over a couple of hours, you will get something eventually that looks like who you want it to look. Can I just point out as well, you will quite be amused by this. So if I go into my ear here, you can see this very bit of shading here, and that's where I used to have a really attractive earring, which looked not dissimilar to that. So hopefully, hey Carla. So this is how cool I was back in the day. I had hi Morag. Hi Marie. You hope you're okay, Marie. So yeah, so we're gonna now just add in this sort of thing. Yeah. But it does start to resemble the shape. Eyes wise, we need to just, for speed, I'm just going to go off this eye first, just based on where I think, because the corner of my eye there is just below the curve as a reference. So just below the curve there. So we'll go somewhere in there. And it should give you, at least in the right direction, there's a bit of skin, there's a bit of a gap there. Okay. Yeah. And then with the other eye, this corner is touching my glasses. So let's do, again, let's get some parallel lines. If you want to be really accurate, otherwise your eyes will end up all over the shop. Okay, so we know the top of the eye has got to be somewhere in there. We know the corner of the eye is the glasses, is the corner of the glasses. So we'll just do, again for speed, going up that way, okay? And then this corner of the eye is, let's draw a straight line down. Let's go for that. Maybe in line with the corner of my nostril. So if we go up from the nostril, we'll do a very faint line. And there you go, with some sort of corner. Okay. And just again for speed, I'm just going to do it visually as I see it. Squint. Have I got funny eyes? Let's keep my mouth shut, don't I, really? Because suddenly people are going to be looking at me like, what the hell? So that's putting the eyes into where I think ish they should be. A good idea for this, we know these are perfectly circular. Weigh up how much of the white bit is missing before you need to, you know, again, if you want to be pedantic about it, you can do lines and work out where it should be in relation to the picture. But what I'm going to do for this point in time is on here, it should be somewhere here. You can still see a bit of the white on the other side. Wow, he's a good looking fella, isn't he? Look at that. He could well commit robbery. Okay. And then the other eye is like that. Coming up there. Okay. In there. Okay. And these lines here, you can. What I would do if I was drawing myself right now, I'd probably leave these lines out because not flattering. And then on this side, we are doing the same sort of thing. We are working on. So I've got that bit there, and then that bit goes in quite close to the eye. And depending on how much time you've got is how accurate you want to make this. Pupil of the eye's got to be in the centre. Pupil of the eye's got to be in the centre. Yeah? God, it's an absolute identical. And what I'm just going to shade that in, just so give you a bit of an idea of where we are. Just for now. Bit of shading on there. This bit here, obviously I've not got eyes there. The bags are under it, I like that. But if you see here, where I've brought this in, and here, these lines that I put in before actually would follow on. So it's probably not that far from accurate, you know. Hi, Susie. You know, this would then start to bring you, you know, you would start to then work out how your shading would start to transform. I'm going to do a very quick 5 minute scribble shade. You can do what you want at this point. But this still doesn't have any semblance of dark pencil on at all. Now I have, as bald as my head is, and it goes up from there. Okay, and there's obviously lots more of shading that you could put in. Glasses, I'm going to try and be a little bit better with them. But hopefully this is giving you a lot of little tips about working out, I can't just stick an eye in and hope for the best. There is a reason where everything is, and that's what we want to try and work out. Just going to add a little bit more weight to this. A little bit more weight to this. You know. But this is how we do it. We start very small, we start with a few lines, we work it out. If you need to rub things out, you rub it out. And eventually you will end up with something that looks like who it's supposed to look like. So best thing to do is practice. Lots of practice. You know, I would then, if this was my drawing and I knew everything was sort of correct, I would be then working on, right, we've spent time drawing an eye. I would go in with my drawing like this. Okay. And then I would have that right under where I'm drawing. Look at that, that's pretty crazy, isn't it? Hi, Rob. And then I would use this really up close, because then I know that what I'm doing is going to be accurate, because I've literally got it right next to me. So that is another good little tip of whoever you're drawing or wherever you get to draw. Hopefully everybody will continue drawing. I know one thing I don't do. Can everybody, when they get time, follow my Instagram? Because I need to get my Instagram up, because I'm going to do some live things over the next few weeks on my Instagram. I'm hoping to interview Ollie off SAS and talk him through my portrait. So I'm just spending that bit more time. You could spend absolutely ages, whatever. But this is when you build up the personality of the person just by getting a little bit more accurate with the sections that you are drawing. Trying to be a bit more accurate, he says. Trying to contort himself around this. We've already done eyes, so I'm just going to suggest the eye. Okay, but this is it. It's now starting to sort of take on a little bit more of a meaning, because your pencil lines are then actually having some depth to them and some reason for being there. It's not just random shapes. It's, you know, I've got a finger on my glasses there. I'm just going to shade that in very quickly, just to give you a bit of an idea. Around there. And let's just quickly. So do you see starts to build up what this person looks like. And hopefully that's all those little tips. I've given you a bit of an idea of how you go about it. Hi, Craig. You know, again, bottom of the mouth, takes me to the top of the shoulder, bottom of the mouth, top of the shoulder. There's my shoulder. Over here, slightly lower, slightly at an angle. What height is it? So the height of it is, go across quite crudely, it's just under the mouth. So somewhere there, somewhere there. So that wasn't a bad guess. I already had that in place. Neck is coming from the bottom of the chin. Yeah, somewhere in that region. And then all this, as much as that looks like quite a fat area of space, once you shade it and get all the shading in and the right thing, we shouldn't be miles off being sort of a bit accurate. You know, it will look like it's supposed to look. But it is a case of taking your time, building it up and building up the character of the person. If I quickly just follow that round. Yeah. Teeth are hard. We'll skip the teeth. I can't be bothered with doing the teeth. But we do know that, I mean, if you want to do it, you can do 1, 2, 3, either side of the centre line. Got 1 there, 2, narrower, narrower. Okay. And not a mile away from there. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I was talking to somebody the other day about teeth. Teeth are good. Good teeth are good. They do stand out. I need better teeth. So if anybody's on there is a dentist, we can do better teeth. Can provide me with 4 free art lessons. But you will start to populate the mouth, and again, it will look not great until you start going in and adding some sort of depth to what you're actually drawing. You know, some sort of reason for all these shades. Practically got a moustache. Okay, so hopefully this has all been helpful. I'm dying to see what everybody's done. I think it's going to be entertaining. What I was thinking about maybe doing is maybe from next week, what I might do is whoever, people are joining the class and we've got lots of different people joining the class, etc. We might start giving out prizes for the best drawing that gets posted afterwards, or I might start. I'll have a think, but we'll try and do something. So what we've done tonight is dead fast sketch, loose and loose. That's how I would like people to start getting into it. Picture of George Clooney, okay, with an earring. Forget the earring. So that's in there, and then he's made up of shapes. Yeah, so he's made up of all these shapes. And then from the shapes, we start to build up where everything is with just sketchy lines. So, for instance, all the sketchy lines here, let me just try and quickly get them in now. Yeah, so this, and all the parallels we did, everything's got to be in parallel. The V of the face. Yeah, so it's about where the bottom of the ear. That's how you build up the portrait. Once you've got the sketch in and you're happy, then move right in and then start building the detail. And that's where your liney drawing that looks a little bit weird right now, that's where you'll get it looking really good. You know, that's where you'll get your prizes. So I'm all but done. But hopefully that's made sense. I've made myself look a little bit older than I actually am. I'm still 24. So, yeah. So we've been through a whole gamut of drawing skills there. I know it's quick, and I know we've sketched, and I know it's difficult. But with a bit of help, a bit of support, and a bit of patience, we go from this is like what I prepared earlier, to this. So with some patience, and obviously a lot more detail and a lot of time, we get to this sort of level, and that's where, you know, we can just see how we can evolve our artwork. So it's me again. It's me and my orange with my colours up. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed it again. It's a big learning curve, but the main thing is it's not always about being accurate. It's about enjoying the experience of drawing, being free with it. Get your paper down, just draw people. You don't even have to be people you know, just draw random sketches of people. Get the heads, work out where the ears are and do all that, and just enjoy drawing. And that gives you so much freedom. And we've just done that. We've been on for an hour now. And I would guarantee that people have only thought about my emoji with a pair of glasses on. So, you know, I hope that this has been helpful. We're on week 7. We've still got a really decent turnout, which is great. We had over 1,000 views last week of the video. We think we're up to about 8,000 views, I think, with all the videos which we posted. So 2 things: go on my YouTube channel and just subscribe. Even if you don't even interested, subscribe. Let's try and get the subscribers up. That helps me. Go on my Instagram, follow me Instagram if you can, and look out for me on social media with some of my different pieces of artwork, because, you know, it's going well, but I can't do that without the support of everybody who follows me and enjoys what I do. And I do this for me as an emotional journey, but I also do it for the people who I think will appreciate it. So it's lovely to see you all. Stay safe for another week. Hopefully we are easing to our way towards all meeting in the pub at some stage soon. So on that note, cheers from this end, from the north end of Manchester, and I will love you and leave you. Thank you very much. Take care, and I will see you all soon. Much love.